Hello and welcome to this video on atomic structure at a GCSE level. Today we will be discussing what is an atom. So an atom is a very small particle that makes up everything around us. It is 0.1 to 0.5 nanometers in size. It is made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. Now in an atom, the proton number is same as the electron number. As can be seen in the diagram on the right hand side, protons and neutrons are in the nucleus, with electrons orbiting around the nucleus. On the left-hand side, there is a view of helium from the periodic table. The atomic number, which is the top number, is the number of protons that are in the nucleus of the atom. The atomic mass is made up of the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. Now, protons and neutrons both have an atomic mass of 1, but the electron has the atomic mass of 1/2000th, so it's 2,000 times smaller than the proton and the neutron. The proton has a positive charge at +1, neutron has a neutral charge, so no charge, and the electron has a negative charge of -1. As seen from the previous slide, the proton and the neutron are both found in the nucleus, where the electron is found in shells orbiting the nucleus. As atoms have the same number of protons as electrons, they have no overall charge. The positive charge from the protons is counteracted by the negative charge of the electrons, so they are effectively neutral. Whereas ions have either a greater number of protons or electrons than each other, so they have an overall charge, which will either be positive or negative. In the periodic table, elements are grouped up based on how many electrons they have in their outer shell. The groups go from left to right on the diagram seen, where the transition elements in the middle are not defined by how many electrons are in the outer shell, as these act differently. But the 8 groups that can be seen on the screen are determined by how many electrons are in the outer shell. So the periodic group 1, the alkali metals, will have 1 electron in their outer shell. Periodic group 2, alkaline earth metals, will have 2 electrons in their outer shell, and so on until we get to the noble gas element group, which have a full outer shell of electrons, which is 8. Now let's get on to an exam question. The electronic structure of the atoms of 5 elements are shown in the figure below. So we have element A through to element E, and we have to answer the exam questions on these. First question, which element is hydrogen? So from the periodic table, we can see that the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So this will mean there's 1 proton in the hydrogen nucleus. As it is an atom, it will have neutral charge, so it will also have 1 electron. Let's see what element has 1 electron. This is element B. So the answer for question A is B. Question 2, which element is a halogen? Now halogen is a group of elements in the periodic table. Let's go back a few slides and have a quick look. So halogens is group 7. As can be seen from the diagram on the right hand side of the slide. Let's find which element has 7 electrons in its outer shell. It's not element A, it's not element B, it's not element C. Element D does have 7 electrons in the outer shell, so this is the halogen. So D is the answer for question B. Question C, which element is a metal in the same group of the periodic table as element A? So let's have a look at element A. Element A has 1 electron in the outer shell. Now we know that the groups of elements are determined by how many electrons are in the outer shell. So which element has the same number of electrons in the outer shell as element A? We're looking for 1 electron. This is element E. So element E is the answer for question C. Question D, which element exists as single atoms? Now for single atoms to exist, they have to be inherently stable, which means they need a full outer shell of electrons, as they do not require any more electrons or need to lose any electrons to become fully stable. So let's have a look at which element has a full layer, a full shell of electrons. And this would be element C, has 8 in the outer shell. So that is the answer for question D. Thank you for watching.